Hello and welcome back. This morning my technological challenges started right off the bat. Sitting here clicking on my camera saying, oh no, it's died. Come to find out, I had taken out the memory chip and the battery to recharge. So we've solved that one and we're on to others. Today's going to be short and sweet. I want to start out with remembering to, though it's an effort for all of us at times, especially now, the SMILE acronym. Start my internal love engine. Okay, today I wanted to talk about the S of the B.E.S.T, the best stress management technique that I have for you. And S stands for sleep. Possibly particularly challenging at this time as well. But the idea is we need to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep is what the best research shows. That can be a great challenge with our very, very busy lives. And right now with all the stress, I'm feeling lucky to get 6 myself. With a nap during the day, which they do say does help as well. So keep that in mind. That being said, let's talk about some sleep hygiene issues. When we talk about that, what does that mean? That means having yourself a routine. That means keeping your bedroom sacrosanct. That, for instance, you really don't want to have the television in there. If you have it in there now, if there's a way that you can wean yourself off of it, maybe by having music going, that would work. That Insight Timer link that I've given you in the past on a previous clip, and I can include it again, might be an option for you. You want the room cool. Your body temperature, they show, needs to get down, your core body temperature needs to get down to a certain point in order to go to sleep. That's why they don't recommend exercising vigorously later in the evening. That would also be why you wouldn't want to have a big meal that close to bedtime. Now that being said, there's a lot of stuff that's been said over the years. Don't eat at night, don't have a bedtime snack, that kind of stuff. But I have a nervous stomach, which means that when I'm upset and stressed, I can't eat as much. And if I don't have a bedtime snack, I will wake up in the middle of the night and then be sleepless. So you have to take your own body, that's just an example, and you need to take your own body and your own needs and what you know about your needs into account. Having a sleep journal can help. What worked, what didn't work, what you did in terms of meals, what you thought might have interrupted the sleep, that kind of stuff. The mind going. There's a lot of things. I'm going to put up a little, there's lots of things that we know that we need to do for bedtime as well. With children, having that routine of, brushing their teeth, taking a bath, winding down, reading a book, those kinds of things, singing a bedtime song. Those are all things that are really good strategies. I'm going to post a real quick and dirty cheat sheet. I think it's about 1 page long on my blog with additional strategies for that. But I also wanted to talk about, and keeping the sleep journal is very important. What time you went to bed, what time you woke up. So if you're having difficulties, sleep journal at this time might be particularly challenging. I've found that just survival takes so much extra time. I discovered that a number of years ago when I lived in Michigan, and we had an ice storm that knocked out Canada and Michigan, and I don't remember who else in the United States, totally out of power for five to 7 days. I think I was without it 7 days at Christmas time. And just how much energy it takes to manage your survival is phenomenal. Okay, so sleep journal, electronics, exercise, sanctuary. Okay, good. Got those done. The other thing I want to do is talk about, there is a Qigong, which is related to Tai Chi if you're not familiar, but a Qigong exercise that I find very helpful. And I'm going to post it. It's going to be an additional post. So it might, on Facebook, it might end up being a separate post. On my blog, I think I can get both of them. But it's called the Cosmic Orbit. And you can do it. It's a very simple exercise. I'll show you how I'm sitting right now. I'll show you how you can adapt. The one that I do, that I'll be attaching, is doing it standing up, but you can do it sitting down. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and don't want and can't get back to sleep, and maybe don't trust your balance for whatever reason, you can sit on the edge of the bed and moving forward, just kind of gently moving forward on your sits bones and then moving back. And I'll go over more of the posture things on the video clip, but you'd want to be sitting tall, tongue on the roof of your mouth. And the first movement is just rocking back and forth. And then you've got your hands down at your sides. And your hands, as you move forward on your sits bones, your hands rise slowly as if you're in water, and then come back to chest height, and then float down again as if you're in water. And then kind of lean forward on your sits bones, hands float to the top of this water, come back towards the chest, and float down. You notice as I'm doing this, as I come forward and the hands float up. If you were in water, the fingers would trail behind. You're leading by the wrist. And as they float down, the wrist goes first. Now we're going to coordinate the breath. Do this with me. Breathing in. Big belly breath like we taught a couple days ago, and breathing out. Tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. Breathing in. Breathing out. Focusing on your posture. Focusing on your breath. Focusing on the sensation of visualizing floating through the water. Breathing in. Last one. Breathing out, and bring your hands to rest. And end in stillness. We want to start in stillness and end in stillness. And now just do a body check. How is your body feeling? Take a deep breath, let it out and relax. But I've done Tai Chi for 10 years or so now, and this simple exercise that I discovered just a couple years ago is phenomenal for this. And it's one that you can do before you go to bed. You might find doing it an hour before your bed, or just as you're sitting down to go to bed. And again, it's so simple, and it won't disturb your sleep partner, your husband, your wife, children if you have them in bed with you. But just use it anytime. And it's also a nice rooting exercise for that breathing. And we'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow when I talk about T is for Tai Chi, among other things. But that's all I have for you today. I will be posting the other clip, and thank you for joining me. Wishing you love, laughter, peace, and health. And smile.